Hello everyone, and this is just a really quick little update vlog with my adorable new green owl mug, by the way. I found this at the grocery store this week, and I saw it and I had to have it because it is so cute. It's a little owl, just like a whole bunch of the characters that we've got going on in our series right now. We have Professor Sleepystone in our Animal Jam series, and we've got Blathers, and hopefully, I think his sister or cousin Celeste in Animal Crossing New Leaf, and I had to have it. So, beautiful green owl mug with a little twig thing. But yeah, we're here with my adorable new mug to let you guys know that we just had a tiny fire in the basement. So that was really interesting, and I decided, you know what, I'm pretty shaken. My hands are still actually pretty shaky because I noticed just literally in the nick of time before it became a really big bad deal that it was happening, and managed to like head it off. We have a very old dryer that came with our rental place, and they've repaired it once before and told us it should be just fine now, and I just wasn't so sure about that. And turns out I was right, because I looked out the window and noticed there was a lot of like smoke in the air for some reason, and so I looked out my window and glanced over to see if our neighbor was barbecuing, and the smoke was coming from our basement window. So I ran downstairs, and we thankfully made them install a fire extinguisher last week because somehow they didn't have one in the house already, which is major illegal. They're really nice people, but there's a few like I's that could have been dotted and T's that could have been crossed we're finding. So hopefully they will give us a new dryer. But we did manage to take care of everything. It was just barely started, but I'm really glad I noticed, and I'm really glad I ran down there and we got everything taken care of. But I'm really worn out now. That's quite the event. That gets the blood pumping, and that's not really so good for me right now because I am, if you cannot hear, getting over a bit of a flu. I would hesitate to call it a flu. It's pretty nasty, so it's a little bit more than a cold, but I think it's not quite as bad as a full-fledged flu, hopefully ever. I don't want it to get worse. So I'm feeling pretty sick right now. I've been feeling really worn out this week. I know a lot of you guys, like we've talked in comments about that, just really worn out, and I really wanted to apologize for not having more of the things that I really consider like our core series up, like zoo crafting and warrior cats. I really want to see those things up more regularly. My goal moving forward for the next month is that hopefully I can get warrior cats up to at least 3 times a week pretty regularly, and I am going to try to make the episodes a bit shorter too because it's been such a huge request, and it'll hopefully make it a little bit easier on me, and it'll hopefully, I mean, honestly, the shorter the episode, then the sooner I have to keep writing new scenes, but we'll see if I can figure out a good balance. So my goal right now is at least 3 times a week. We'll do more StarClan Speaks. We're going to be moving into season 2 of Warrior Cats, so there's going to be a few RP episodes to kind of transition into the big thrust of a whole new world of gameplay that we're going to have. But that's my goal with Warrior Cats, and I know a lot of you guys are like, where's Warrior Cats? And I just wanted to let you know, well, I had my wrist hurt, and then we had some family things where it looked like a family member was going to die suddenly, and thankfully he like pulled through at the very last minute. So that was stressful. That was just last Friday. Maybe last Saturday? Oh, I don't even know if it's been a full week yet. So that was just like within this last week. And then I got sick right after Chips got sick, and then I got sick, and then it's just been a kind of exhausting week, and then then we have a fire in the basement. So yeah, it's been one of those weeks, and I just wanted to make a quick video letting you guys know it's been one of those weeks, and to apologize because I really wanted to have the whole month of September go strong and end on a strong note, and I'm really kind of like shaky right now because that's not the kind of event you ever want to happen in your house. And so I don't know if that shakiness is going to translate into tons of energy that's going to let me go, ooh, let's work on warriors, or if I'm just going to pass out as soon as this update vlog is done. But I wanted to let you guys know it's just been chaotic for some reason towards the end of September. It's been fun and amazing, and we've grown so much as a community. I'm really proud about the things that I've learned about setting schedules for the channel and trying out new series. I really love all of those things, but it has been very chaotic, and my throat's starting to hurt just from talking for a few minutes, and I don't know if I can wrap up the last day of September as much on as much of a strong note as I really wanted, so phooey. But I still have plans to try to figure this out and figure out the balance between being able to take care of myself quite literally with my wrist and voice and resting and preventing fires in my basement. So quite literally to take care of myself, and also to figure out how to make sure our core series can get the attention they need, but then also play the games that help to kind of reinvigorate me, because it's so rewarding to do like the little roleplay scenes in zoo crafting, and to do the research needed for zoo crafting so that we can really learn about the animals while we're playing, and to do the writing for warrior cats, and setting up the scripts and watching the scenes and rolling the random generators and having to change everything that happens every single episode. It's very, very rewarding, but it's very exhausting. So that's why I'm really grateful to be able to play things like Niche right now. I'm really grateful to be able to throw in some Animal Jam. Animal Crossing New Leaf has been a balm on my soul for how much I love it. So there's been a lot of those things lately because I'm really tired and worn out, and so it's been helping me to keep things moving. For me, it's better to stay in a daily habit of recording than take days off, I find, because then I can keep like a certain pace and momentum, a certain tone, a certain way of thinking, a certain way of speaking going. So it's been really great for me just to kind of like dabble a little bit in Spore, throw in this series, throw in that series, to just sort of help me stay motivated and invigorated. And I really need to also learn how to balance that with making sure our core series stay in, because we do more videos than anybody I know of. And it's honestly mostly because I just have so many stories I want to tell, and I get frustrated when they go so slow. So I tell so many stories at once because I want to see everything inch along, and so that's why we do so many series, among a few other reasons. But anyway, that's what's going on right now. I'm figuring out how to try again in October for trying out new games and having our core series stay really strong and update when they're supposed to, and being able to try out the cool themes we've been doing. And that's what I actually wanted to talk to you guys about next, is the fantasy month we're going to be having. Farming in fantasy, to be specific. And so I want to try out a few new games, or I want to try out a few games that we've played before, and bring in a fun fantasy element to the channel for the month of October, because I can't handle scary games. I can't handle horror games, I can't handle scary games. It just is not something I do, not something I enjoy, not something I can cope with. I am the one who somebody reads like, you know, those like spooky stories, ghost story books that have all those short stories. I forget what they're called, but we used to have them in my elementary school library, and our teacher would read some of the spooky ghost stories out, like the Oh Susanna, oh that one with the roommate whose name is Susanna and then she's dead, and oh, like those stories. My elementary school teachers used to read us those from the books that they're at, that you can find like in your elementary school library. And I would be so terrified after that. My mom would call and complain to school because I would just stay up, I would cry, I would have to have all the lights on in like every room of the house to go to bed at night. I cannot handle scary things. I took like, I don't even remember, it was like some sort of deep mental fortification I had to reach to even begin to take apart the Walking Dead series. I've seen pretty much all the episodes other than the most recent season of The Walking Dead now, but you guys have no idea how long it took me to get there, so I can't handle scary things. So that's that story. The point being, and I'm sorry if I'm rambling, I'm still coming down from the fire jitters, is that we're going to be doing fantasy and farming in the month of October. And I'm going to kind of keep my schedule a little bit more private this month, just so I can still try to wiggle out what the heck to do. But once I get this down, once I figure this out, it'll take care of the health of our channel for the rest of infinity, until, I don't know, until I have no idea what I'm going to do after YouTube. Maybe I just pass away from old age. So until that point, then I know if I can just kind of organize things, it'll really help me figure out where to go from here. So we're going to be putting a few series, pulling them from rotation and putting them on the shelves for now. But I very rarely finish a series, but we do like, well, I try to finish the like one-shot series. I'm still trying to make myself do Abzu, and I'm still trying to make myself do Unravel to finish those, you know. But we're going to be putting things like the Wildlife Camp on the shelf for now. I have a lot of the Kairosoft game left. A whole bunch of the Pocket Academy, there we go. And I have a whole bunch of those left, and there's some tragic news due to the recent Windows update about my save file for Pocket Academy. So I might just let Pocket Academy play out until I have to start another school. Let's just say I wasn't pleased about that, and we got a lot further in Pixel High though, so we'll be looking at those adventures for sure. So there's a few things I'm going to pull from the current rotation just for now and put them on the shelf so we can introduce some new games for the month of October based around fantasy and farming. And that's where I need your guys' help, is what kind of games would you be interested in seeing? And I'll let you know some of the things I'm thinking about. They're going to range everything from kind of like your mobile games, like Farmville 2 I want to dive back into because I find Farmville 2 very charming and it gives me a ton of ideas. I actually mine Farmville 2 for ideas for all of my other series. And then I want to dive into potentially The Sims Medieval. I'm sort of torn between The Sims Medieval or maybe doing the Unicorn Challenge with one of our Northstar family members from The Sims 3 Northstar Legacy. I don't know if I'm ready right now to dive into the Northstars with their like witch boarding school, but if that sounds the most interesting to you guys, then let me know. So yeah, there's Sims Medieval, there's Farm for Your Life, there is the like Unicorn Challenge in Sims 3, there's the Northstars Magic School or Magic Boarding Academy that I kind of want to start up at some point in the future. And there's a whole bunch of other fantasy games. There's like Fantasy Animal, a little app game by the same people, the same people who did a couple of the other little like wildlife animal care center games we played. I've had a ton of unexpected requests lately to do Wizards 101, so that's been really off the charts with people requesting that a lot. And that's something I'm willing to dabble in for like a month, kind of like I was willing to dabble in Animal Jam for a month, and now it's exploded into something where I have a feeling let's just say there's some stuff going on behind the scenes where we're probably going to keep that going for a very long time now. And yeah, so I'm willing to try out different things and try out doing different themes. So all of our long-running series, I'm going to shift our Sims 4 series into autumn mode. So we're going to be doing a lot of building, a lot of detail work. We're actually finishing season 2 of the Green Family Legacy, and we're going to have a pause between season 2 and season 3 where we do a whole bunch of like prep work and a whole bunch of building. And if we can, we have time before City Living comes out, we'll even flip into autumn mode where we put the autumn mod back in and start doing things like harvest festivals, pumpkin carving, haunted houses. I think there's a Day of the Dead special event that's going to be coming out in Sims 4 soon. So yeah, all of our long-running series, Zoo Crafting, will shift into autumn mode, put in the autumn garden, make the whole like home of Zoodacia look more autumn, and shift into like special events we're going to be doing with our friends. So it's going to be fun. Shifting the seasons in our long run series is one of my favorite things to do because it just adds so much character to the things that we've been taking care of in the case of like Zoodacia and The Sims 4 for years. So yeah, those are just a few ideas. Magic Farm, which I really love because you grow crystal flower plants, is one of my favorites, even if it may not be a game style that appeals to a lot of people. Stardew Valley is updating on Saturday to its 1.1 update, so I have a feeling we'll kick off a lot more Stardew Valley to celebrate fantasy and farming. Like I said, Farm for Your Life is something I'm considering. Season After Fall is apparently a beautiful game that I think would be great for October, just as kind of shows up when it does, sort of video game, or sort of series, I mean. And if you guys can think of anything or you have any other suggestions that fit the theme of fantasy and farming, maybe like a lot of people have asked me to do some of the Dragon mobile games in the past. Like, I don't think it's called Dragon Island or Dragon Mania. Some of those have been suggested in the past, or focusing maybe on fantasy things and other series. I know there's a fantasy element to Wildlife Park 3, and even though I wasn't really jazzed about Wildlife Park 2 or 3, I think there's a fantasy mode in those where you can take care of fantasy animals, and I wasn't too enchanted with the game mechanics, but I'd be willing to do it for a month to see what it was like, and if it turns out to be like our new addiction. So yeah, we have a lot of series to pick from that fit that theme, and probably a lot of things I've never tried, and a lot of things I don't even know about yet. So I would love to hear your guys' suggestions, or if you just want to see some of like the old series, like the Northstars come back. I miss the Northstars. They were my first Sims 3 family too, and I am working very hard on a assembler that I hope to have constructed and finished by the end of the month too. So yeah, there's a lot going on behind the scenes, including fires and flues and adorable new owl mugs. So yeah, I'm a little tired. And I am going to be working on trying to introduce season 2 of the Warrior Cats this next month too. I feel so bad about Warrior Cats because that's something I definitely know so many of you guys give me so much support on, and it is the 100% hardest thing to do on my channel, but also the most rewarding. And I'm just trying to get to a place where I'm physically healthy enough that I can work on it, and then I have the rest of everything I do kind of planned and organized well enough to be able to have time to work on it. So I'm working on it. Okay, don't worry, I'm working on it. And yeah, if you guys have any suggestions that fit the theme of fantasy or farming, please let me know. And I apologize for my appearance. I'm just kind of lounging around today, trying to keep my house from burning down and make my throat feel better with lots of yummy tea. So I hope you guys are happy and safe, and make sure you check your safety evacuation notes on if you have a house fire. Maybe make sure that your fire extinguisher isn't like expired or anything like that. Stay safe, and please provide any suggestions, excitement, ideas, or if you aren't really into the fantasy and farming idea, let me know what you're like. Seri, please make sure you have an extra spore, or Seri, keep niche going, or Seri, I really want to see more Wolf Quest. Let me know. That's what these videos are for. Literally, when I have some free time, or I'm feeling like my motivation to do one or two things is sort of struggling and I need a spark elsewhere, then I will go through the update vlogs specifically looking for a request. And the requests that go on all the other videos, I can't find them as easy because I'm only looking at the update vlog to see those comments. So these are the videos where you want to say that you really want to see more Sims 4, or you really want to see another Zoo Kitchen, or you would really love us to like do more of the 101 Dalmatians challenge. That's what this video is for. But I'm really excited to see your guys' suggestions. Remember, keep it kind of, family-friendly sort of games for the fantasy and farming theme. For instance, I'm not sure if I would be willing to jump into Skyrim. I don't know if it fits the theme of what I'm usually into, but also if I was going to do Skyrim, I would definitely play heavily modded, and like that's why I haven't done Sims 2 in so long, because building up a brand new gigantic pile of perfect mods takes a long time. So, and don't worry, I'm actually thinking about Sims 2 once again for January, but we'll talk about that another day. Alright, I'm going to have some nice tea, I'm going to relax, I'm going to make sure that Chips and I both have had our heart rates kind of lower a little bit, and please, the floor is open to your guys' suggestions for Fantasy and Farming Month. Stay safe, everybody. Bye, guys.